Eagle, proud symbol of our country, keep on flying high up above, and together we will stand and we'll restore the land. Oh, Eagle, keep on flying, Eagle.
Welcome to Listen to the Eagle in the Reed's Metal Studio in the beautiful Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation building. Boy, have we got a great show for you tonight. Landon Moore's here. Bert's on the other line. We're going to be talking about, but it's MDOT first segment, and Willie Huff with the enforcement officer is here to start with. Now, Willie, I want you to tell everybody exactly what the enforcement do. I see a lot of y'all's vehicles out there with truck stop and who you can stop and how come you can stop them.
Well, our primary function is the commercial motor vehicle enforcement. That includes fuel tax, weight enforcement, driver and vehicle safety equipment. Is just it's a broad-based enforcement group that if you are operating a commercial motor vehicle upon the highways of the state of Mississippi, we have the authority to pull you over and check your load, to check your fuel, to check your logbook, your safety equipment, and certainly to weigh you.
Let me step in just for a second. Willie, this is Bert Caruth. For some of our newer, say, guys that are just starting their own company or construction company, but say they bought a commercial, just a 1,500 pickup truck, sometimes that's a little confusing thinking that, it's not that big of a truck and that they don't have to do anything. But there are rules no matter what. If you're pulling a trailer up and down state highways, you better check the rule book and find out your laws of MDOT, correct?
Correct. There's a weight tolerance, a weight amount there that would trigger some CDL requirements as well as logbook requirements. Generally, your pickup trucks are not going to reach that amount, but they should have. You should check with your tax assessor or tax collector locally to make sure that you get the right tags for that vehicle.
Now, if he's in Alabama, can you check an Alabama vehicle?
Yes, sir. Any commercial motor vehicle on the roadways of the state of Mississippi.
I declare. Well, Bert, I was telling him we get calls right down through the city of Macomb, Main Street. Log trucks are going down through there. And I asked him how come he couldn't be on the interstate, and he said they could, but they're a little overweight.
The interstate has a different weight limit than state roadways, especially for commodities that can pick up a harvest permit. Harvest permit on a state roadway allows a truck to be able, if he has enough axles, to weigh 84,000 pounds. The interstate weight limit is 80,000 pounds. The problem that a lot of truckers have that's hauling logs or gravel or feed or cotton or anything else is they can't get their axle weights right for the interstate.
Why can't they get it right?
Because the way the load is loaded, the log trucks load their large ends are on the cab end of the truck and the light ends on the back end, and it puts more weight on what we call the axle 2 and 3 than it does on axle 3 and 5 or 4 and 5.
I see.
Well, and Paul, one other thing you see in rural counties and rural areas of Mississippi, you'll see trucks that are not doing what they're supposed to do, and they're not legal. And just to avoid guys like Mr. Huff and his team, they'll stay away from state highways and interstates altogether.
We have a lot of bypass to our inspection facilities for that reason, and certainly there's folks. It's kind of hard for them to make a living with the mills putting them on quotas or the weather. I understand the difficulty that these folks have in trying to make a living out there with nature against you, with quotas against you, with imports against you. But we've got to look for our infrastructure protection. We've got to watch for our bridges and our roadways that are deteriorating because we can't maintain them. We've got more road miles than we can maintain.
Well,
absolutely.
Well, what about the ones that try to slip away? Do y'all get tips, or you just accidentally find them?
Well, we get complaints. We'll get complaints from folks that live on roads that say, the traffic's picked up here and they're overweight and they're speeding, and somebody's going to get hurt, a school bus is going to get hit, or a child on the side of the road is going to get hit. We respond to complaints, and we know the bypass routes too.
Yeah, and how many agents you got out there?
We've got 188 personnel currently. most of those are in inspection stations. We've got 26 locations where we have a correction. We got 15 locations where we have inspection stations. We got 26 inspection stations, or scales, if you want to call them
Now,
those.
is that right? Now it looks like some of them have closed up and new ones opened up.
Some of them have closed. It depends on whether we can maintain it or not, or whether the truck count's there to keep it open or not. The point is that we want to deter overweight truckers from being on the roadway. We want to be selective in our efforts so that we're not unnecessarily stopping vehicles that do not need to be stopped. We also look for dyed fuel in these trucks. There's been several cases of trucks using dyed fuel when they shouldn't.
What kind of fuel?
Dyed off-road farm fuel.
Yeah. That's against the law?
That's against the law.
Well, how are they going to transport it?
Well, no, they can't run on it. They can't run it in their tanks.
Run on it. I see what
Right.
you mean. I see what you mean.
So we check their tanks, and it's pretty still fine. Uncle Sam sends IRS down here to examine you for running off-road diesel in a commercial vehicle.
Huh. That is unbelievable. Do you have many trucks that just either accidentally or just gone past the weight?
Oh, we do. We
So
do.
you
It's,
chase them down?
chase them down. It's in some counties it's $1,000 fine for bypassing a weight scale.
Lord have mercy. I bypassed the Florida Midway Bridge one time, and they sent me a bill because I didn't pay for $5. Now, what about just a trailer? Now, I got just a two-wheeler trailer, a pretty good trailer. You have to have a tag for that? Or
Yes. Yes,
But-
unless you're, I can't remember the exception to it, but if you're using it for agriculture up to a certain weight, you don't have to have a tag for it.
Well, just
But
like carry a
generally-
little tractor.
Well, you're gonna have to tag. Now, when it gets up to a certain weight on that trailer, each wheel's supposed to have brakes on it too.
I got
So,
you. Well, what about I-55 South? It's looking pretty good right now.
well, there's a section down there between Hinds County to the Lincoln County line on both directions that need to be resurfaced.
They are doing it. Looks like a lot of work.
Well, they're doing some shoulder work and getting and preparing for the resurfacing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what we'd do without the highways and the byways. And Willie, I certainly appreciate MDOT coming out the third Monday night and bringing people up to date with MDOT. Y'all just do a wonderful job, not with just enforcement, but on the highways and byways too. And I know money's short, but maybe we can get some to get these bridges fixed up.
Well, the bridges are a major concern.
I know they are.
Just a major, because that's an economic impediment.
Dangerous.
It's dangerous. Plus, the folks on either side of that posted bridge can't get their goods to market if it's overweight. So.
Okay, folks, we'll be right back with Landon Moore and Bert Carruth. We got a great show for you talking about wildlife, and we appreciate MDOT and the job that they do coming out here every third Monday night and keeping us updated on the highways and the byways. Thank you so much,
Yes,
Willie.
sir.
Great job.
Thank you.
Legendary entertainer Paul Ott brings you his greatest hits. Get them all in this special CD-DVD combo set, including Old Blue,
Many and a many of an early morn.
I Am Mississippi,
I am everything good you have ever dreamed about.
Right Arm of America, and many more. To order, visit listentotheeagle.com or send $20 check or money order to Paul Ott's Greatest Hits, Box 219, Summit, Mississippi 39666.
Welcome back. Listen to the Eagle. That's right. You're live. Call-in radio show on hunting, fishing, God, family, and country. Bert Carruth and Paul Ott coming to you from the Reed Metal Studio. You want to be a part of the show tonight? You want your voice to be heard across the great state of Mississippi? Dial 1-800-251-5891. That's 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you're customer-inspired. C-Spire. Paul Ott, let's go right to the phone lines.
We need to go to Grenada to Patrick. Hey,
Sir,
Patrick.
Patrick.
How are you, Patrick?
No, it ain't Patrick. It's Bob Fancher.
Say it again.
Bob Fancher.
Okay,
Bob.
well,
Okay,
hey,
Mr. Bob. How are you? You
hey,
calling from
nothing.
Grenada?
Yes, sir.
All right. What you calling for?
Got a question. Up here on this wildlife management area over here at McIntyre Road, or what's called McIntyre Scatters, also Malmaison Road,
Yeah.
off of number 7 highway. We
Uh-huh.
got a lot of state land that we have no access to. One is by boat, and when the river is down, there is no access to it. That'd be on the west side of the Yellowbushy River, and if you came in from the north side of it, you can come in, but it's all posted property. Then over here on McIntyre Road, where McIntyre Scatters is, you got land all back in there that used to be back in the 70s, LaFour County Hunting Fishing and Hayward Jack's Money Hunting Club. And since then, Hayward Jack's sit there and swapped out with the state. Money Hunting Club got bought out. Now it's a real big hunting club there, and there's a access road there for the state, but now there's a sign up there, no access, vehicular access, only foot traffic welcomed. 10 feet from it, on the hunting club, they got a 4-lane highway all the way around their property. All the land back in there is a 3-mile walk back in there to where the staging used to be, to park a four-wheeler, get off and walk.
Bob, yes, how long ago, time frame, were you able to access this state property land? Did you used to be able to access it?
Yes, sir. There's 3 ditches that's in that land that's on the access road where it comes off the private hunting club over onto the state land, and there's 3 ditches in there that's hard to cross.
So whose responsibility is it that will fix it where you can do it, and who stopped you? Is it the state?
The state. But you got all the land back in there. It's a 10,000-acre block, which is on the west side of the Yellowbushy River, and you have no access to it. But all the private hunting clubs get to hunt it.
Well, how do they get in there?
Paul, I think it sounds like to me that we need somebody from the state probably to call in, and I don't mean to start on one side of the fence and work my way to the other, but it sounds like you got a bunch of money surrounding this state land, and they don't want the average Joe hunter to go in there and hunt and mess up their big money.
That's exactly what it sounds like. Sounds to me like they've got it. They pretty much they saw an access to what did he say? How many thousands of acres, and all they have to do is 10,000 acres, and you just buy a little corner of it on the outside, and you get all that included with it.
Rich and famous.
Right. That's exactly right.
Well, let me tell you what. Bob, Bert, we need to contact somebody about that. If the McIntyre Scatters, if we can get I don't know exactly who to get in here.
I don't know who the area warden is, but I know something needs to be done because your average hunter can't get in there to hunt it. But yet, they get to hunt it.
We'll see what we can do about it, Bob. I'm glad you brought that to our attention.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We're coming up on a break, Mr. Bob, so thank you for calling in.
Thank you, and keep listening. We'll be right back with us, Eagle, in the Reed's Metal Studio. The toll-free number here, if you want on, is 1-800-251-5891, or pound 444. If you're a C-Spire customer inspired like we are, we'll be right back.
Paul Ott's The Day of the Lord CD DVD combo set is our free gift to you and your family. The Day of the Lord includes songs like I Am That I Am, Don't Cry for Me, and They Could Not Stop His Love, as well as special sermons by Tom Lester, Dr. Larry LeBlanc, and others. Paul's special holy visits and the printed Don't Cry for Me poster are also included. Get yours by calling 1-800-684-9486 or by letter to New Day of the Lord Ministries Foundation, Box 219, Summit, Mississippi 39666.
Welcome back to Listen to the Eagle Live. You got Landon Moore here and Mr. Paul Ott and Mr. Bert. We're talking to you from the Reed's Metal Studios at the beautiful Farm Bureau building. And if you want to call in, talk to us, our toll-free number is 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you C-Spire like what we are. And we're coming back with a caller, Mr. David Chandler, and I understand he is the Foster Care Program Commissioner. What you got to talk about, Mr. David?
I'm Commissioner David Chandler. I'm the commissioner in charge of child protection services for our state.
Okay.
Governor Bryant appointed me to this position December 2015, and we have 6,000 youngsters and children in our custody who are in our custody either because their parents will not or cannot provide a safe home for them.
Yes, sir.
And as I mentioned to the person who answered the call earlier, what better activity for these youngsters who have suffered immense trauma having been removed from their home than to become involved in the sports of this state, hunting and fishing. And it's so appropriate that you have your guest on tonight, because youth is foster care children, and this is National Foster Care Month.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Mr. David, that's a great thing that you're doing, and I know, just talking to you here just a few seconds, I can tell the passion in your voice. It's not just a job to you. I can tell that it's true to your heart, and it is mine and Mr. Paul's as well. I actually have a family member. She's a cousin of mine. That she was adopted, and she was in the foster care system. Her and her brother. And my mom's first cousin became their parents, and she just graduated from Notre Dame just a few years ago, and smart as a whip, and she was given a chance in life, And
well, that's a wonderful story, and she is an exception. Most of these children never have that kind of fortunate outcome, but
right.
I commend you and your family for taking care of that child and giving her every opportunity that other children enjoy. And I want to ask all of the sportsmen of our state to make a point of taking a foster care child either fishing or hunting before the end of the year this year.
That sounds good.
6,000 of them.
David,
So it's,
yeah. Hey, David,
yes.
this is Bert. My question is this, because I know after this phone call that you've made tonight across the state of Mississippi, we are going to have several of our listeners want to take a foster kid out to the out of doors and give them that first chance to go hunting or fishing. My question to you, what's legalities on that? If I just wanted to come take one of your kids hunting or fishing, what's the process? Help us understand that.
Well, here's the way the procedure works generally, Bert, because there are some adults who would want to become involved with these children for the wrong reason. There is a rather simple screening process. Let me predict that you'll not have any trouble with that, Bert. But there is a simple screening procedure. We're going to do a background check, to make sure that there's no child molestation or charges like that in one's past.
Well, that kind of thing needs to be done.
Yeah. Now, is this just in Jackson, or is this statewide, Dave?
Well, it's statewide. We have children in every county. I'm a Winston County native. We have children in Winston County, Octavia, and every county you can think of. We may have some children there on Grace Lane down there where Jerry Clowers grew up in that area.
Wow.
But they're bountiful because the adults in their life simply could not or chose not to care for them.
That's a shame.
And well, and I tell everyone every week, I'm embarrassed that there is such a thing as foster care. If our churches and community folks were doing what they should be doing, we wouldn't be spending $300 million a year on a foster care program.
300 million nationwide or Mississippi?
No, Mississippi.
Wow.
No,
Well,
Mississippi.
my goodness gracious alive. That's hard to believe. How many foster care children do you think we have in the state?
We have, I know exactly how many we have, and it changes daily, but right now we got about 6,112.
Jeez.
Well,
That's insane. Well, Mr. David,
so many of the children have suffered such trauma before they were removed, as well as during the removal process, then it's an enormous expense to treat them for their psychological problems.
Right.
Yeah,
well, Mr. David, we really appreciate you calling and opening up our eyes, that sort of thing. And you're exactly right. Everybody needs to try to do that. Not just this year, every year.
Yes, sir. The toll-free number here, if you want to get in tonight, is 1-800-251-5891. We're in the Reeves Metal Studio. It's a beautiful Mississippi Farm Bureau Federation. Bert and Landon is here, and we're talking hunting, fishing, God, family, and country. So give us a call and let us know what's going on at your area if you'd like to. We'll be right back.
Legendary entertainer Paul Ott brings you his greatest hits. Get them all in this special CD-DVD combo set, including Old Blue,
Many and a many of an early morn.
I Am Mississippi,
I am everything good you have ever dreamed about.
Right Arm of America, and many more. To order, visit listentotheeagle.com or send $20 check or money order to Paul Ott's Greatest Hits, Box 219, Summit, Mississippi 39666.
Okay, welcome back to Listen Eagle in the Reeves Metal Studio. The toll-free number is 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you're ceasefire customer inspired. Now, I'm going to go back to what you heard about J. Long Excavating. Folks, I met him the other day. He's what made America great. A young guy that works hard, got all the equipment, and he's going to start keeping our farm up, and I can't wait to get some pictures to show you what all he can do. So be sure and give old J. Long a call, Excavating. He is really a hard worker, and that's what we've been lacking that made America great, Bert.
Paul, you're right, but we're heading back that way. Make America great again, right?
That's right. Amen.
I just think, building back on what David called in about the foster kids, I would like to challenge the audience and what I call our army to really pray about it. And everybody reach out over the course of this summer to take a youngster in a foster care facility fishing, or maybe even as the fall rolls around, take them hunting, introduce them to the outdoors. Kids have gone through a lot. They're starving for attention. But the outdoors can heal a lot of things, as we all know.
You're exactly right. And a lot of times when you take kids like that are starving for attention, you know, they're going to get attention, you know, one way or another. And you would much rather it be a good kind of attention, like you say. You want them to do good things and make good choices and decisions.
Well, there's one over around Prentice or somewhere. We tried to go get a foster child for Christmas one year, Bert, and it ain't as easy as you think it is to do that. But then Linda thought, well, you know, we got 13 grandbabies, and then we're going to get attached to a 14th chap. But
well, Paul, it's not. I'm not saying that about Christmas, and that's a great idea too. This is one weekend. This is one day. This is one afternoon. This is one morning. Just let them get out into the outdoors. You'll never know if you changed that youngster's life, and if you did, God bless you.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. And I liked what he said too about, you know, it's a shame that our state is having to pour that many millions of dollars into it, because we're failing as Christians and as our church, you know, and that's the truth. You know, we've got and we can talk about it all day long. It makes us look real good when we talk about it in front of millions of people. Yeah. But if we don't do it, we don't step up and actually do something about it, we're no better than the person that's turning a blind eye to it.
I wonder why the churches don't take a more active role on that.
I don't know. It's sad that it's come to this, but you're not going to get any better unless you start. You know, you got to put one. You can't start running until you take a step forward. So
yeah, there ain't no doubt about it. Well, anyway, I'm like Bert and like Landon. Let's stay in touch with David on this foster care thing, because the Listen to the Eagles got a huge audience, and we need to be able to show the information of how to get in touch with him. What was his title?
I've got it right here. He was the
commissioner.
Yeah, he's the Foster Care Program Commissioner. Yeah. And I, like I said, I told him this. I said, I can tell just by talking to you care about what you do. You know, it was very obvious. So, yeah, we need to all try to stay in touch with that and keep up with him on it.
Yeah, once again, Paul, we've had a great show, and we want to thank everybody for taking time. No matter how you were a part of the show, we want to thank you for being a part of Listen to the Eagle. But if you don't remember anything else about tonight, remember this. If you do things your way, you will get your results. Some good, some bad. If you'll stop and pray, you'll get his results.
And those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They will mount up like wings, like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. And always go to listen-to-the-eagle.com to see what stations our television shows are on and our radio shows. And like Bert says, download that app.